Hello everyone, Jessica Shire here and welcome back to the Art Impressions channel. This might be a little bit different of a voice and hands than you're used to on the Art Impressions channel, and I'm just very thankful to be participating. So today we're doing a video hop using the Stamping Village Holiday Seals stamp set. This is a new release set and 100% of the profits go to helping the Dreaming Zebra Foundation, which is a foundation that is trying to get more music and art into schools for children. So there'll be some more information provided for you down in the description box, along with a little bit more about the video hop and who is next in this hop. So all of the images in the holiday seal set can be used to seal an envelope if you'd like, or you can create tags or cards. There's just a lot of different possibilities with these, and I really like how all of the images are just slightly different. They really represent the companies that are involved with the Stamping Village. I'll have all the Copic markers that I used listed below. So I'm going to be creating 2 tags today using the Art Impressions Penguin from the Holiday Seal set. I'm going to start off with my red blends. This is a R39, R29, and an R14. Reds are very notorious for kind of getting away from you when you're coloring. So there are a few little places that I do go outside of the lines, but that is what the colorless blender is very useful for. And I can just push that red ink back across. For my teals, I use a BG09, a BG15. BG09, BG15, and a BG11. I'm going to use some more BG colors for the snow or ground. And penguins are super easy to color. They're just black and white. I start with a C7 and color that in all of my dark shadowy areas of the penguin's body. I blend that out with a C5 and then a C3 and just a little hint of C1 for my lightest shade. I also add the C1 to any of the areas that I'm going to keep white. So I like to have a lot of white space, or leave a lot of white space rather, in my coloring. And the penguin already has white spots on his body, like his face and belly. So I add a little bit of C1 there, and then in his palm of his hat and the brim, his little Santa hat it looks like. I thought his cheeks need a little bit of a rosy color, so I add some light pink with an R81 and blend out with a C1. It's a little splotchy on that right hand side, so I do go back through and fix that in just a moment. So the ground and snow is BG10 with a bit of BG000. And also add a little bit of a drop shadow with that C1. I'm going to take the C5 marker again, that's one of my darker gray markers that I use, and just deepen up those dark shadowy areas a little bit more and add a bit more depth to that drop shadow too. So for the sky, I didn't want to leave it white, I wanted to color it blue. So I picked out B95, 93, and 91 to do a slight gradient in the background. I'm going to keep the sentiment area as light as possible. And then for some added highlights and details, I go through with a Jelly Roll white gel pen. This is one of their bold tips. This is a 08, I believe. I just draw over those little snowflakes, and then I'm going to add in some more dots to make it snow just a bit more in the background. So if you don't know much about the Stamping Village and what they stand for, Art Impressions is one of many stamp companies that have come together to provide more community over competition, and all of these companies are super amazing. So I went ahead and I colored 2 of these, and I'm using several sets from the Art Impressions die collection. So the first one I'm using is a circle die. There is a circle in the circle double stitch die set that has a circle that will cut this little guy out, but it cuts right on that black edge. So I'm going to create a mask, a die cutting mask almost. And I saw this for the first time from Kathy Zilski I'll also be using the banner double stitch die. This is one of the larger banner dies, and on the red and the pink cardstock. That pink cardstock is from Gina K Designs. It's the Innocent Pink, and Gina K is also part of the Stamping Village. There's a very large tag die in that tag stitch die set. I'm going to cut that out twice using some Neenah Solar White 110 pound cardstock for my base layer. I wanted to add some more teal in, so I thought I would use some Nuvo embellishment mousse. This is the aquamarine color, and I'm going to take a ink blending tool with a brand new brown sponge. You can easily blend that mousse onto any color of cardstock, and it gives a really cool shiny aquamarine color that matches the penguin's teal sweater pretty well. Plus that just adds some more glitz and glimmer, which is perfect for the holiday season. So now I can start building these tags. So I did some more die cutting. I used some soft navy cardstock from Simon Says Stamp and one of the larger circle dies. This one is just the next size up from the circle die that I used to cut out the penguin. I'm going to layer those together. Attach the banners, the red and the pink banners with the teal mousse embellishment to both of those white tags. And these do fit very well onto those large white tags that I had die cut out. I also took some gray cardstock and used one of the flag double stitch dies, another Art Impressions die set, and cut out these little flags. That way I can layer them below the penguin, and it just adds a bit more color, a little more detail, and I thought these would be a perfect place to put to and from for like if you're going to use it as a tag. Or you could add another lovely holiday sentiment using some gold embossing powder or copper embossing powder, which would work very well with the little copper tag reinforcement, those little circles around the whole of the tag. That little circle die for the tag reinforcement also comes in the tag stitch die set. So for a couple final touches, I do add some black and white baker's twine to these two tags. So on the pink one, I tied it together and then I tied a little bow. I didn't show that because it's a very long process for me to try to get that bow to stay and look even. But I did add a bit of multimedia matte glue to the bow part. That way it didn't come apart because I don't trust my bow making skills quite yet. And on the tag with the red cardstock, I just went ahead and wrapped it through that hole several times and created one large knot. So nothing super fancy. That tag stitch die set has a lot of different shapes and tags and just all kinds of fun little elements in it. And this little star is one of those. So I cut that out 6 times with some Neenah 110 pound solar white cardstock. And I'm going to glue that over the top. So the pink one I left alone. I like the landscape of that orientation with the penguin. I created a card base for my other tag, the one with the red in it, using some more soft navy cardstock from Simon Says Stamp and added on a grayish wood panel pattern paper. So I can use my ATG gun and add that tag to the top of that, off-centering it just slightly in a vertical orientation. I didn't think I had enough shine from that embellishment mousse that I used earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more to the penguin's hat using a Spectrum Noir glitter pen. This is the clear glitter pen. And that is it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tag and card process video. Like I said in the beginning of the video, all the links, everything is down in that description box below, including the next video in this hop. If you'd like to see more from me, my channel link is down below. Thank you so much for joining me in Art Impressions today, and happy stamping!